And you can tell what someone's obstacle is if you really learn to listen, because it'll sound something like this: my shark, but you don't understand my shark. And you can trade the word shark with my boss, my employees, my spouse, my illness, my situation, the economy. So we refer to all of these things as the shark because it doesn't matter what the obstacle is, it's an obstacle, and it shows up many different ways. The question you want to ask, instead of buying into the story, what are your choices? And if you hear, I have no choice, then you know that they're in the victim mindset and they're not in their power, because by your choices you reveal your commitments, but you can't have a commitment if you don't know what your choices are. Then there's the rescue role. Always in the middle, always fixing it for everybody else, taking on everybody else's emotional issues. Believe me, I've dug deep on this, and I'm going to tell you that it's much deeper and more complex than you think. There's really only 4 main reasons we have trouble with anybody. Number 1 is the failure to speak our truth. We don't say things because that'll hurt the feelings. So you're saying we rescue. The other one is the inability to set an appropriate boundary, so we let people keep running over us. Number 3 is we think that we are responsible for someone else's well-being and happiness. And number 4, we think that they are responsible for ours. If you get rid of those last 2, you won't have drama with anybody. The longer you vent, the more you grow brain cells for the purpose of venting. Now, I want to make a distinction, because sometimes don't you feel like you need to get it out? Here's the distinction. Be able to say, you know what, I'm angry, is different than saying, look what she did to me, and then she did this, and then she did that. Can you believe that's venting? And there's no problem solving, there's no creating what I want, it's just blaming. But to be able to say, I'm angry, and this is what happened, now what are my choices? That is the release of resistance. Recalling an angry experience for up to 5 minutes can suppress the immune system for more than 6 hours. Who has kids? Does your kid sometimes navigate the ship and you're shoveling coal? Because here's what I've learned. It's sort of like, and we all know this, we know it, but we can't live it. So it's like when you go to the store and you tell your 3-year-old now, you're not getting candy today. You're trying to train them to mind and to be respectful. You're not getting candy, and even if you throw a fit, you're still not getting candy. But you go through the store and they want candy. And you say, no, what did Mama say? What did Daddy say? And they start screaming and kicking, and you say, I will blister you, and I don't even care. I will spank you. I will do it. And you're making all these threats, and then they get on the floor and they start wallowing and acting like the exorcist, and you're like, give them candy, right? They've learned, and you know what? That person grows up to be the queen bee that learns that whatever they do, they can get what they want. And you know what? Good for them. Their clarity gets them what they want. But what I want to teach and share with you today is how to get your needs met and not be in drama. What do you think?
I think Paul needs to listen to his wife tells him to.
You do? Do you think he's an upright guy?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Really? I mean, you don't think that him ignoring me and not looking at me is a thing to be worried about?
He's focused on his job right now.
Have you noticed how Patrick doesn't see it? Isn't that what we do? We keep going to get social proof, and if one person disagrees, we're like, they are clueless, aren't they? Yes, I found them. And look at the drama. That it's an obstacle to your peace because it's not helping me get anywhere, is it? And I call it the 3 life tragedies. And here are the 3 life tragedies. The first one is you know you want something more, but you don't know what it is. I was in that first life tragedy for years and years and years. The second life tragedy is when you know what it is you want. You've been able to claim it because finally a coach or someone drug it out of you, and you finally felt like there was some brilliance and you know what it is. And the third tragedy is when you know what it is, you believe it's possible, but now you have to be willing to take action, get off the fence, and make something happen. And a leader raised her hand and said, I've tried that. I've tried saying, I'm hearing you, I'm listening to you, and it doesn't work. And I said, okay, let me ask you a question. When you're saying that, do you want to get rid of them, or do you really want to hear what they have to say? I want them out of my office. Did you know that there's an electromagnetic field that resonates off of you 10 feet and that people can sense your energy? Says to Paul, hey buddy, we still going fishing tonight? You liked me? Yes! Now, let me ask the guys, so why do you think Paul lied? Why do you think Paul lied?
To me,
Because I'm mean. Guess what he said? I said, why did you lie to me? He said, you gave me no other choice.
Please be seated if you tend to take on the worries and problems of others. Over 3/4 of the room. So then, please be seated if you tend to be a little hard on yourself. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm in with you on that. So please be seated if people sometimes misunderstand you. Please be seated if you feel that you run out of time. Please be seated if none of these things apply to you. That's called denial. We'll talk about that later.